You know what? We need to document that hotel we stayed at that lost all the power.
That night.
Yeah. Hello there, Pirate Peeps, and welcome to another episode of Our Haunted Travels. I am your host, Sean Donnelly.
I'm your co-host, Marianne Donnelly.
In this video, we are going to document a location that we stayed at in Marietta, Ohio in September of 2019. Yeah, we're a little behind. We will always be behind getting caught up on places. We'd like to throw out new places that we've been to and places that we've been in the past, and
This is a one in the past.
This is the past one. But before we get into that, if you're into the paranormal, history, forensic, and travel type videos,
Don't forget to hit the subscribe button and ding that little bell so you'll hear from us next time we post a new video.
yeah. So the Lafayette Hotel in Marietta, Ohio. Did I say it right? I'm sure if I didn't, people will let me know down in the comments that I didn't say it correctly. That's okay. Go ahead, leave us a comment if I say Marietta wrong.
Marietta's not a hard one.
I know.
Okay.
So this location we actually did a live stream from way back when we stayed there, when it actually lost power, and we went on live and did that. And this was the hotel that we stayed at when we did the Hidden Marietta Ghost Tour. So we have a video out there about that as well. But as I was looking through stuff this summer, this was my goal, was to look through everything, try to get stuff organized, get back onto the YouTube track of where I'm at with this project. I'm like, we never actually made a video about this location, and we have all kinds of footage. Without any further ado, let's let Marianne, which is her job, cover the history of this location, and we'll be right back.
The Lafayette Hotel sits on the Ohio River and is located in the heart of downtown Marietta, Ohio. The hotel at one time was the social center of Marietta, where all the clubs met, where birthdays, weddings, and anniversaries were celebrated, and where the alumni from Marietta College stayed. The Lafayette Hotel draws its name from the visit of French hero of the American Revolution, Marquis de Lafayette, in 1825. A plaque near the hotel marks the spot where Lafayette came ashore to Marietta, and today the locals boast that the first tourist to visit Marietta was Marquis de Lafayette. The Bellevue Hotel was built in 1892, where the Lafayette Hotel stands today. It was 4 stories tall, had 55 steam-heated rooms, a bar, and a call bell system in every room, not to mention the advertisements of hot and cold baths. The rate at the time was $2 to $3 per night. The Bellevue was, however, destroyed by fire on April 26th of 1916. Pictures of the fire are on display at the Lafayette Gunroom Restaurant today. After the fire, the hotel was rebuilt by a Marietta businessman, and it opened on July 1st of 1918, and it was renamed the Lafayette Hotel. In 1921, S. Gerard Hoag bought out the majority of the family's ownership to the hotel and moved in, making the Lafayette Hotel his home. In 1936, he wanted to expand the 3rd floor where he stayed. This addition took nearly a year to complete and brought the total room count to 77, which is where it currently stands today. He also added an additional wing known as the gun room. He retired in 1973 and sold the hotel to Belpar Realty, ending the Hoag family's ownership of the property. But he was allowed to remain in the hotel, and he finally died in his suite in 1982.
Today, you'll see the rarest beauty and enduring charm Rufus Putnam wrote about in the late 1700s, when settlers descended upon the banks of the Ohio River. You're sitting in a pinnacle of that history here at Lafayette Hotel, born from a fire on April 26, 1916, that led to the birth of a Marietta landmark.
In 1983, it was sold to 2 Marietta businessmen and changed hands again in 1991 when the current owner, Lafayette Hotel Inc., purchased it. In 2004, the rooms were brought back to the Victorian themes which you see today, and various rooms today in the hotel will hold interesting artifacts that tell some of the historical history. On January 19th of 1934, the first liquor license in Marietta was issued to the Lafayette Hotel. The Riverview Lounge was the original restaurant in the hotel, which has been kept up and remains in its traditional Victorian style. The Riverfront Bar and Grill, as it is today, was renovated in 1984. The ceiling was created by a hand plastering, and the large hardwood bar was crafted by Amish woodworkers. It is adorned with the original riverboat paintings and model sternwheelers. On August 17th of 1946, the gunroom dining room was formally opened to the public. Displayed throughout the gunroom are the boat's telegraph, steamboat instruments, a bell and compass, and bell pulls. The pilot wheels were made for the Navy in World War II, but they were never used. The gunroom, though, is most known for its most famous collection of long rifles. These rifles are all handcrafted and date from 1795 to 1880. Among this collection is a percussion rifle made by J.J. Henry, who accompanied Benedict Arnold to Quebec in 1775. The company later was contracted to make muskets for the U.S. Army. Each rifle in the display is numbered, and a description of its brief history hangs just inside the entrance to the gunroom restaurant. The architectural style of the hotel is identified as a mixture because of additions and the rebuildings that it's gone through over the decades. Harley Noland, an architect and former city council member, said, "If you were going to call it anything, I guess it would be Victorian with Richardsonian Romanesque." The Lafayette has also endured floods. The worst was in 1937, when the high water mark hit more than 10 feet above the lobby floor, and the most recent was February of 2018, when water completely filled the basement. What will take place in the future of the Lafayette Hotel? Only time will tell.
All right, now this hotel, I'm going to tell you what, I've spent maybe about an hour and a half today looking for all the paranormal claims. Well, I shouldn't say that. Boris has. Anyways, there are so many that we can't cover them all. Let's just say this place is very active and very haunted. But Boris is bored in there, and he needs to stretch his legs, so to speak, so he'll leave us alone. So let's let Boris cover some of the paranormal that takes place in this hotel.
Yes, the stories and claims documented for this hotel are vast and encompass most of the building, but the main focus of activity centers on the third floor. This is the floor where most of the recorded deaths has occurred, and the previous owner used to live. Employees have reported that they do not like to go to this floor due to exploding light bulbs and items moving by themselves while they are in this area. However, the floor is very popular with paranormal investigators who like to check in and try to communicate with the spirits that remain in the building. Not only has the apparition of Esty Hoig, the former owner and manager of the hotel, been seen and experienced on the third floor, the spirit also frequents the gunroom restaurant on the second floor and in the bar area where it is said he would frequent when he was alive and used to play pranks on people. One employee working in the gunroom restaurant reported that when she came into the room one morning to get ready for breakfast, she noticed a man sitting in the corner booth. Thinking that it was a guest who had awakened early and was just sitting there awaiting breakfast, she went over and turned on the lights, and when she looked back, the prospective customer had disappeared. This was believed to be the spirits of Mr. Hoy. A woman in a white dress and a tall man in a brown suit have also been reported to lurk in the halls upon the third floor, only to vanish once they turn a corner. The identities of these two spirits is currently unknown. Another employee had reported that many people have asked to stay on the third floor due to the paranormal activity. Guests who check in on the third, fifth, and second floors respectively are most likely to experience something. One of her favorite stories is one of a woman and her daughter. The woman checked into the hotel and decided to go for coffee with her daughter to Jeremiah's Coffee's house down the street, only to come back to her room to find the Holy Bible in the room opened up to the book of Jeremiah. Patrons of the hotel, my friends, have reported many different occurrences, including hearing footsteps in the hallways, items being moved around, and a feeling of being watched. Missing items, suitcases turned upside down, and emptied shampoo bottles. There are also reports of dark mist and shadows being seen in the bar and restaurant, as well as those reporting hearing someone whisper in their ear as they're walking down the hallway. The hotel elevator has been known to travel up and down by itself, even to the 6th floor that requires a special key. There are also reports, my friend, of the apparition of a woman dressed in period clothing and wearing a white sash, who has been seen moving through the tables and the bar, almost as if pacing side to side from restaurant to the lobby. She has become known as the Woman in White. The name of the spirit is unknown, but since the gunroom was once the woman's sitting room of the Bellevue Hotel, perhaps she took a page out of Mr. Hoeg's book and has just decided to return to one of her favorite locations during her life. There are also those who have stayed in a hotel who have reported that their door handles have rattled during the middle of the night. These occurrences have frequently been reported to staff, only for them to attribute these anomalies to Mr. Hoeg just looking after the place and having a little fun. There are guests who have even complained so much about odd reflections in a mirror that was on the 3rd floor that the hotel finally had to relocate the mirror in the hotel lobby. They have said that when they looked into the mirror, they would see a man standing behind them, thought to be Mr. Hoeg, and when they turned from the mirror to look behind them, he was gone. There are also the reports of a little boy spirit who likes to play pranks on those using the woman's bathroom in the basement. The spirit has been known to lock the door and turn off the lights on those using the facilities. Employees do not like to use the bathroom in the basement. The paranormal stories are endless, my friends, claim employees, though they never felt anything negative in the hotel, and claims that ghosts are just a little mischievous. While they have quite a few guests who come to stay at the hotel specifically because it is haunted, there are few instances where guests do leave due to the paranormal activity. Employees have said they have experienced everything from full-body apparitions to things being moved and thrown, to hearing their names being called, though no one was there. The Lafayette Hotel even has a paranormal group that visits the hotel on a regular basis to investigate.
Thank you, Boris. You can say thank you to Boris.
Thanks, Boris.
Thanks, Boris. All right.
He gets so jealous.
He does. Poor guy. Feel bad for him. But anyways, personal experiences. Yep. Power went out. We stayed on the 5th floor, room 500, actually. And the only reason you're probably saying, wow, you got a great memory. No, I was just looking at the pictures. And we took a picture. Well, Marianne took a picture of the card. But Marianne's sister and hubby, were they married then? Yeah, they were married. They came down and met us there. We went down. Why were we there before them?
Because we like to go for longer periods of time.
We went on Friday night. They came on Saturday and stayed, right?
I think so.
We went down Friday to do the ghost tour. They weren't with us on the ghost tour.
That's right.
We went down Friday, did the ghost tour. Parking was horrible. We got down there on a Friday night. Didn't really matter that much because we were going to leave and go do the ghost tour anyways. But there's like a wedding or something going on there. and we had to park down the street after we unloaded.
Yeah.
And I get a little bit nervous about that when the car's, not close to where
Yeah.
I can run out or see what's going on. But
Yeah, and it was the same the next night. Like on Saturday night, they had a wedding too. And if you're there for the wedding and you're not there for it's just they don't have
they should
good
have
spot for the hotel patrons.
right, that was like one of the drawbacks is they don't have like reserved parking for people who are staying there.
Yeah.
Which would be nice, but we dealt with it. We rolled with it. But that night that we were there, well, this would have been Saturday night. The power went out. So watch these little clips. This is right before we started the live stream.
So I am in the Lafayette Hotel. Pardon the way I look. My appearance probably amazing, but it's now going on. It's actually going on 1 a.m. now. The power has been out for at least a half an hour. So we have no power at all. My sister texted me and I heard the text, and that's what woke me up. She's like, "Do you have power?" So it seems the whole hotel is out of power. We've been out of power for a while. And so I just thought it'd be kind of cool to do a quick little vlog saying that we don't have power. Sorry, you could probably hear Sean snoring in the background. I probably should have woke him up. He's probably going to be mad at me. But I just thought I'd do a little hello from the Lafayette Hotel in a powerless environment. It's pretty cool. You can hear sounds every now and again out in the hallway, like people talking, but can't understand them. And I look out the peephole, and there's definitely no one out there. But it's probably, security or something. By the time I get to the door, they're gone. But it's pretty different being in a hotel with no power when we didn't plan for there to be no power. That's usually, how we do an investigation with lights off and things like that. But when you're not planning it and you're in a haunted location, oops, it just got darker because I have my cell phone on as light. So, anyhow, just thought that was kind of cool. Hey, while we're here, I'll just show you a little bit around here, I guess. See if I can show you this table. No, you can't see the table even in the dark. I guess I won't. But anyways, I just thought I'd stop in and say hi. So, from the Lafayette Hotel in a total powerless environment.
Hello. How are ya? So what time is it?
Well, right now it's just about 1 a.m.
1 a.m. I was awoken by my wife.
Hi, that's me.
She said, "Get up. There's no power in the building. There hasn't been power for about a half hour. And this would be a good time to do an EVP session."
Sure would.
And she's right. So we're going to do a little EVP session here in our room.
Of the Lafayette Hotel. A haunted hotel, by the way.
Yeah. And we'll get back to you if we find anything. If we don't get back to you, I went back to sleep.
All right.
Bye.
Bye.
Okay, so yeah, power out in a haunted hotel.
Yeah, it was really kind of creepy because, we weren't planning on it being no power. Like when you know it's gonna be no power when we go in to investigate or whatever, we know. But like when the power just goes out on you in a haunted place, I don't know. It's just
and the thing that was strange. We did do EVP session there and everything. We didn't get like anything. Mm-hmm. I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah.
But that happens to us. It does because we actually purposely go out and look for spirits, and we have a short amount of time, and maybe 20% of the time we'll catch something or capture something. I mean, it's almost to the point sometimes where it was like, is the equipment working right? What's going on? This place is like I said, the Paranormal Claims or the and they embrace the paranormal too. By the way, they have a book down in the lobby where people could go and put in their experiences and stuff like that. But we didn't.
Yeah, we didn't have really many of our own. It's just the creepy experience of the power outage in the middle of the night.
Yeah, I can understand why there would be paranormal activity there. It's a hotel, and the amount of people, just a couple days that we were there, going through there, all that energy, and it's right along the Ohio River, and it's
and
like
they have some cool artifacts from olden times as well. So like there could have been spirits attached to that or whatever. Like you can see why it might be, but besides the power outage,
they even have artifacts hanging in there from the original hotels that were there that burnt down in 1916. They still have that thing with the bells. That was from what was called the Mansion House. That was there that actually caught on fire, and then they saved those relics, so to speak, and they're hanging in the lobby, which is kind of cool. Yeah, so they have like those little things like that in the hotel, and it's pretty cool. It's a cool place to stay. They keep as much like historical that they can, so it kind of has that little bit of a feel that it's old, like hasn't been renovated or something like that, which we've stayed at hotels that have not been renovated and that are old, but this they kind of keep up with it a little bit. Like
they do keep up with it.
The restroom facilities were updated and all that stuff like that.
Yeah.
But you could tell
it's an old building.
It's a very old building.
Yeah.
And they keep up with it. They keep it, nice. So
it was an enjoyable stay all together, and it was even cooler with the power outage.
Yeah. So if we go back to Marietta, we'll definitely probably stay there again. Mm-hmm. Maybe get on the third floor.
Maybe.
Which would be interesting. And that's another thing too about the paranormal claims and stuff like that. From what I read, like most of the recorded deaths have taken place on the third floor. Most of the paranormal activity, not all of it because it's all over the place. But most of it is on the third floor. There's stuff even down in the basement in the restaurant. It's all over. It's crazy.
Yeah, if I'm not mistaken, my sister during the power outage went down into the basement.
Did she?
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. But we'll definitely go back again. Just have to figure out that whole parking thing.
That was
maybe
was the downfall.
And where our room was, we were sitting right on the river, so we were able to watch the barges.
Yeah, it was cool.
Go up and down the river, which was pretty neat. So, all right, anything else you'd like to add to this video?
No, I think that's about it. I think we covered it.
All right, so we got this place documented.
Yay!
All right, until next time.
Thanks for watching.
And happy hunting.
Let us know if you like this video by hitting that thumbs up. Also, if you'd like to see more videos from us in the future, support our channel by hitting that subscribe button and dinging that bell so you get notified the next time there's a video from Panic D Videos.
Thanks for watching.
Happy hunting.